So hey, on a certain network where you play on in a certain station, there's some maintenance going on, which has nothing to do with the wild beta that is happening right now. So can't play that game. So as we see with the Rufu medical history, yeah, I'm just gonna do a World of Horror video instead. So that being said, I still had my fun time. This is gonna be a video where I talk about going wild in the beta, but yeah, otherwise, I am gonna try to focus. Katarufu, I already forgot. I'm just gonna say ill-fated because ill-fated, and then I know I have random item stats on. So as we actually get into the wait for the timestamp. Katarufu ill-fated character exclusive random item Yumiko. Suddenly Yumiko, because yeah, as I just said, a certain station of a network where you play went down or is going under maintenance, and that, surprise, surprise, results in not being able to play a certain beta at this time. So light, strength, second encounter, charisma, second mystery, maybe Takushi-san, but we're just gonna build strength, so we're taking like 5 reason damage here. But yeah, so for those who don't know, if you're watching this way in the future, the reason why the video started out like this is because there's a certain beta out right now, but you cannot even play online if a certain network goes down for maintenance, question mark? I don't know the exact reason. All I know is that it was not available. I even tried it myself. When you try to log into this beta, doesn't let you do so, because we don't even have offline single player, which kind of scary, but the beta is all online anyway. It has to be, so that's why it kind of makes sense. But unfortunately, yeah, that the comm of Cap has no control over the station of play. So network being maintained or going down. I forgot which one. Recluse, Teacher, Kana, and Ward Arms. So this a lot of pain. We'll take Arms 4th, I guess. We'll level up now and get swing and hit, and that's all we really need. And pretty much go to autopilot through this video because I heard that some things were changed. A lot of people are trying to hunt a certain flagship monster and being in a lot of pain. Yeah, and that's not a dig at anyone. I'm just saying that after my video, I didn't really get to do much because I was trying to focus on game dev anyway, which is a really short little aside. But aside from that, yeah, just going on my own and looking online when I can. Not that too much has happened. From what I know, heavy bowgun is still... apparently the bowguns, both bowguns, heavy bowgun and regular bowgun, light bowgun, whatever you want to call it, were nerfed, but still sub 7 Arcveld, so... compared to... I mean, times are gonna get better. People are still learning the monster up to right now, probably. Especially since, like I said, the network was not available, so... But yeah, in the second beta, people are going to get their time in, so right around now, I can imagine speedrunners are actually going for that time attack. But for now, I think it's also... was it Gun Lance? I know Dual Blades for sure, so Dual Blades is sub 13. Sub 13? I think, yeah, sub 13 right now. The fastest heavy bowgun was reported under sub 7, so... Apparently bowgun was nerfed, but yeah, sub 7. So that... And then on top of that, everyone's still, yeah, again, learning Arcveld attacks and what you can and can't do. From what I see, a lot of people, well, if your weapon doesn't have an innate dodge maneuver, a lot of what the weapons that can block, like me using Sword and Shield, opt for perfect guards, and boy, do Charge Blade users finally get to be in Buzzsaw at their least. You still need to know what you're doing, but at least getting, well, it's really important to perfect guard the flagship monster, because otherwise you're not gonna get a lot of well, at least I know Charge Blade gets something, and then SNS also gets damage from perfect guard counter perfect guard skills. So I don't know about the other weapons. I've seen a couple of other weapons try, but those were weapons that dodge like Dual Blades, or that parry dodge like Longsword. So I can imagine those weapons have some little intricacies here and there. It's not just a matter of always going for the parry or dodge maneuver at a certain move. I just know what I know from SNS, and if you don't know, basically, yeah, I'm perfect guarding a lot with the Sword and Shield. Can we do this right away? Can we do this right away? 8 reason. I also didn't grab the hospital pass because I was autopiloting, but that's fine for the moment. But yeah, SNS, I can imagine still being slower, but not too slow. Probably like a minute or two. I feel you can definitely get sub 15 on Arcveld in the beta right now, but Well, I say that, not bringing any cat, so you can probably even sub 12. I think if I had to put my chips down, if I were to bet, I think every weapon can sub 10 Arc Veld in the beta right now. But obviously that involves a lot of, and probably you want to make use of the falling boulders. I wasn't usually trying to actively use traps because I wanted to. So the main reason to get into the next topic, the main reason why I normally, I didn't grab the doll, did I? Well, it's fine. Why I like to go no cat, no traps, and using the least amount of items as possible is to essentially learn the monster moveset. Without cat, essentially, in a way, it can become easier because the monster's always targeting you, so you don't have to worry as much. Also, I just realized I did not equip the baseball bat, or lucky bat, so we're going to be in a bit more pain. I think we still get out, it's just we're in a bit more pain. If we didn't have Kana with us, we would die, though. But what was I going? Yeah, so making use of falling rocks, making use of anything that you can, vine traps around the trees. If you're lucky enough, or if you manage to lure the Arc Veld to a certain area, you can get the little monsters to trap it for a while, which is what you see in my video. I think that was actually the first time I saw that too, so I just happened to do my first successful Arc Veld hunt with that happening within, I think, a minute or two of the hunt. That's why I didn't even know what was going on, and so I was just kind of staring for a moment, even though I was supposed to be getting damage. But, hey. In terms of other intricacies, using Charge Chop seems to still be a very quick way to get a lot more damage, but you do need to know when to end your combo with Charge Chop. If you end it too early, obviously you can get more damage, and so you could have gotten more damage, but you didn't, so... and then if you want to go full throttle, you can go for Perfect Rush, but I don't think... Perfect Rush is normally reserved for huge knockdowns. Otherwise, usually you get a mixture of either lateral slash combo into Spinning Reaper Charge Chop, some version of chop combo into a Charge Chop, or just one chop into Charge Chop. It depends. That's if you wanted to know... Which one is it? Is it this stamina? Yeah, this stamina. If you wanted to know how SNS works for the most part, I think we're dead here, by the way. So we're gonna do another run. Goodness, I tried my best. I didn't have any time to rest. So if you want to know, basically, Charge Chop is still a very quick way to get a lot of damage. If you're not sure, if you manage to do things correctly. What I mean by that, as we have Zektas medical history, is that... So certain attacks that the Arc Veld does... you get an opening, but usually most of the Arc Veld, the openings you get from even perfect guarding, smaller attacks from Arc Veld, you don't get to do chop into Charge Chop. Otherwise, you'll get it off, but the problem is that you won't recover in time before Arc Veld cues in and or performs another action, which can result in, what am I on? Zektas, right? Well, it's gonna be a thing. So as we get into Zektas medical history, Yumiko. Yeah, for smaller attacks, you can go for chop charge. Oh my goodness. What is it? I forgot what it's called. Charge stab? Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy. Charisma, strength, a lot of stuff. No, every single stat check, basically. And we'll equip the Lucky Bat once more. We gotta rush through, by the way, because we're on Zektas, so we don't have a lot of time. If we get the hospital pass, we'll still use it. But aside from, just to say really quickly, aside from basically 3 to 4 of Arc Veld's largest attacks, you don't really get to do big combos into Charge Chop. I want to say, is it Charge Chop? I'm going absolutely crazy now. Botanist, Painting, Teacher, Scissors, Ward. We do have Ward. I'll take Scissors first, though. And let's see what happens. Otherwise, yeah, usually you can probably fit in a lateral slash, but yeah, to your leisure of risk, for lack of a better phrase that I'm thinking at the moment. Chop into Charge Chop is to your own discretion, because again, like I said, by the time you recover from Charge Chop, in some cases you can't even block in time. You can cancel into a dodge, but dodging a lot of Arc Veld's attacks, because they're so big and active, it can result in you getting hit, essentially, which you won't die if you're properly wearing armor, but the problem is that you're in a situation where you can't really guard. If you mess up on Perfect Guard on a few of Arc Veld's attacks, you will die from the chip damage, even with Perfect Guard sometimes. But again, Perfect Guarding is usually what you want to do anyway, so if you don't Perfect Guard, you're in a bit of trouble. So it's really important for SNS to get a lot of your perfect guards. Sometimes you don't need a counter slash. The only ones that you can usually guarantee a counter slash are, I think, like 4 of the bigger attacks. But for one of them, where Arcveld does a follow-up slam, that one you can still do a counter slash, but you can't go for a charge chop. I forgot to check, so we're just going to do 5 claps in a row. Or I did check and I forgot, so autopilot. Oh, this is going to be very painful if I get it all wrong. Let me just note this down really quickly. Is it just going to be alternating? It looks like it's alternating. So, bow clap, alternating. And we'll move on. But, yeah, for a lot of other counter... You can hit counter slash as well after perfect guarding a lot of Arcveld's attacks, but you might not be in a position to do appropriate damage or to prepare for the next attack, which is why in my video of the first hunt, you'll usually see me do chops to position myself, essentially. And again, for those who don't know SNS, at least in Wilds, I don't know if it was true in Rise, and it definitely wasn't true in World. When you do the basic chop combo, triangle, triangle, triangle on the PlayStation with more triangles, depending, you can move pretty much in 8 directions. So what you can do with that is you, whether you dodge or just do one lateral slash with circle, there are a lot of times where you can do a chop, and on your second chop, or depending on the combo that you do, you will be able to move in 8 ways, and it's pretty much enough flexibility as you need, because you also have sliding chop if you for things like a Raidao fight, use sliding chop a lot to position yourself while doing a little bit of damage, and then performing a charge chop because you can cancel sliding slash into a charge chop. But in Arcveld, you don't really get to do that because, well, you might be able to, but if you do it wrong, you will get hit, and that can result in death. So you gotta do your best to perfect guard, I think, in my opinion. So let's see here. We're gonna do this, and I have to put the censor up. Do I have it up? I might as well just preemptively put it up. Do I get to do this? Because, yeah, Zektas is hurting me here, so... We do get to 2-shot if we hit both of these attacks, but that's assuming. Otherwise, we go for 8 damage here, and I think that's just as good. Could have also baseballed, didn't need to. However, here, though, we don't get to brace at all because Zektas. And now we have a cut artery due to the thing. We can use the medical kit on it, thankfully, but yeah, it's not great. Thankfully, we didn't get badly bleeding either, so hey, that's that. No bath, though, on a Zektas run where our stats are continuing to decrease. We're in a lot of trouble. Essentially, if you can increase dexterity, that is nice, but what you really usually want to do is increase your stats enough where you can live to 84% Doom with Yumiko, I think is the usual plan I go with for Zektas. But we do the best with what we got. So, we do have a shorter ward. The problem is we still die at 63% Doom right now. Is Fractured Ribs giving me dexterity down? I thought that's just max stamina, right? It is. We have to get rid of that then. It's worth the 2 Doom spent here. Now, the problem is if anything else happens, but that's not up to me to decide. We also have box cutters, but I think we have random item stats, actually. That might be better. Yeah, swing and hit with box cutter. We'll see. We do want to fight this boss, most likely, so we're gonna rotate our items so we have the thingy-majiggy on us. We probably actually want to remove the baseball, funny enough. If we run into something else before the boss here, sadness. Keeping in mind we're taking like 6 to 9 stamina. Yeah, we're taking 9 stamina damage and 2 reason at least because of the lighthouse. So all things considered, we could just reach the end and die, but we'll find out. I think we should be able to 2-shot, so I'm not going to bother picking up this package for real life time's sake. And we hope for the best. Yeah, if we die here, so be it. Not much I can do about this. Ill-fated into Zektas, so our stats are low. Well, actually, because our stats are low, I should have actually called the police. That would have been doom, but essentially we fail every single stat check anyway, so having ill-fated is actually can be better for us. We didn't get swing and hit immediately, but I don't think there's any way we survive, even with the painkiller. So you know what? I guess I talked about what I talked about. If you have any questions, you know what to do. I'll see you later.